My name's LJ, and let me walk you through another week in Destiny 2, the weekly gaming video for the casual guardian in you. I'm having a lot of fun making these, so if you want to see more of these recap videos sprinkled with a couple of opinions, let me know in the comments. Liking and subbing to the channel helps as well, and I'm thankful for the new folks that's hanging around lately. I see you. But look, not gonna hold you, we got a lot to cover this week, but that's only because Bungie decided to drop an atomic bomb on a Wednesday concerning the future. So let's knock out the basics first. As always, timestamps are in the descriptions below if you want to jump ahead. For the PvE story side of things, there's an alert that lets us know that something wild's happening in the last 2 weeks. That's going to auto drop us into a mission when we log in. Now granted, that's a few weeks from now, but it's a splash screen, so it's still important. There's a few more of those that pops this week on your first login, but we'll get to that. Story-wise though, same mechanics. Hit the helm, talk to Anna, who's suddenly spiraling out of nowhere with guilt concerning an AI that I feel like she'd probably date if she wasn't already in a relationship, whatever. Unlock a Seraph chest, do a favor for Rasputin, and it's a pretty notable one, but we don't do story spoilers here, so you have to check that for yourself. And then afterwards, you check the audio log that has Rasputin suddenly being remorseful about his entire life. It's very emo. Look, I'm gonna be honest about the story. Right now, I'm not the biggest fan. Rasputin was one of my favorite characters because he was a Warmind AI that would literally chop down Iron Lords for the cause, and Anna Bray was one of my favorite characters due to that whole legendary guardian thing. But to be fair, Rasputin being conscious and balancing morality makes sense to me. But Anna suddenly spiraling because of it, and because of her being the person to give Rasputin and install that into him, kind of odd to me. Maybe there's something in lore that I missed to make that transition smoother, but it is still kind of weird. It's almost like they setting something up to die. Oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah, we probably don't have long with Rasputin, right? Revision Zero's catalyst is extremely easy to miss due to the area it's in. Prison escape from the exotic mission is known for being one of the more hectic and fun spots, and because of that, it's easy to just overlook the exosuit you need to get the thing that makes this gun special. Look, I definitely did on my first playthrough when I did it on stream at twitch.tv/KingLJ. Hey, plug ain't proper. But at least I solo flawlessed it, so it wasn't a complete waste of time. And if you're interested in seeing how I accidentally did that, then let me know in the comments and I'll up the stream footage here for safekeeping. Anyway, it's the second door on the right after you get your weapons back. I'll show it on the screen so you don't have to waste time. Speaking of wasting time, if you have not done any of the exotic catalyst missions, then one, congrats, these videos are made for you. And secondly, you can get them all at the same time. As long as you've progressed them to step 5 or whatever the step is that has you finding the schematics during the legend version of the mission. You do not have to run that mission 4 times if you don't have to, unless you just like the spacewalk. Then I understand. It's pretty incredible. Would be more incredible if Shanks didn't have pinpoint accuracy on legend, but I mean, it's still pretty incredible nonetheless. So back to splash pages. There's one letting you know it's double Nightfall rewards this week, and that just so happens to coincide with the return of Grandmaster Nightfalls. Yay! Nah, but seriously, this is one of Destiny 2's bigger PvE pools due to it being able to drop adept weapons. And adept weapons are essentially the highest tier versions of guns in the game outside of exotics. But these weapons, most of the time, I feel like, in my opinion, they outclass some exotics in the game. So it makes sense why they're gatekept behind harder game modes like this and Trials of Osiris. Now they've lowered the power requirement to attempt these things, but you still need a team to do it, especially the higher ones. If you're still struggling to get a squad, you can LFG it or hit up the Lightwork Company Discord, and one of us will jump in since we're all attempting to clear up this go round. Now as a note, if you can't do the GMs, that's completely fine. Look, it's a sweaty game mode for people who love pain and or challenges, so don't feel bad. The Nightfall weapons are still worth getting, so at the very least, do what you're able to do and get the regular ones if adept is off the table for you. Matchmaking has a lower chance of getting those weapon drops, but they still drop if you don't have a full team for the higher difficulties, so don't let that deter you if the gun is something you want. And by the way, the gun this week, Mindbender's Ambition. It's a shotty that can roll with incandescent. It's pretty good. I would say it's worth getting. Last thing for the PvE side, Lunar New Year is being celebrated, so hit the store and grab your free pile of Bright Dust this week and next week. It's free stuff just for logging in. Say thank you. And PvP is pretty light due to Grandmasters being here. Competitive resets happen. There's 3 more roles that are on the table for you if you choose. And Trials of Saint 14 go live. I said what I said. Trials of Saint 14. Iron Banner does return at the end of the month, so we'll talk strategies to break Fortress when we get closer. But I'll give you a tip. I'll give you a hint. Lean in. Be close. Get real close. You listening? Wither Horde. This section is reserved for things that I like, right? And you know what I like to see on a random Wednesday afternoon when I have things to do? Blog posts from Bungie that completely reshape the game as we know it. I'm not even exaggerating here. These changes are so nuts, it feels like Destiny 3 when you get into the weeds for it. These changes are so radical that it's obvious they've been thinking about this for a while, and it arouses me for the seasonal story structure changes they teased recently. Hold on, arouse. Look, words have dual meanings. Arouse like piqued interest, not like a random Ruby Rose Instagram dropped, although I do understand that sentiment. You think she played Destiny 2? Never mind, it's not important. Bungie dropped a huge post unveiling their plans for build crafting in the upcoming Lightfall expansion, and it's notable to say the absolute bare minimum. The goal for them is to consolidate the experience and make it so that you can lean into a power fantasy with whatever class you want to play with. And this is a way to do it. Holy crap. Being able to change loadouts on the fly, unlock up to 10 different ones, removing match game from end content entirely so you can run whatever subclass you want effectively, removing elemental affinities for all the standard mods so you can slot whatever into whatever, a new armor charge system for your power-ups. Yeah, all this is nuts. Not the biggest news to me in this though. Being able to unlock champion counters on your artifact and use them passively though? Yes. It seems like this is going to work on a pick 12 system. Now that's similar to like the guns with Call of Duty. So you can only have on 12 mods at a time, but it doesn't cost to reset anymore. For example, you can pick and choose, but let's say anti-barrier scout rifle's on. Then you can pick any scout rifle that doesn't have a champion counter intrinsically, and you can go crazy. This is kind of nuts, but still not as nuts as being able to stun enemies with elements. What does that mean, LJ? Great question, random person who sounds like me. Let me explain. Champion counters are being spread through subclasses as well, so void volatile rounds and being radiant while solar breaks anti-barrier shields. Jolting an enemy with arc, void suppression, and slowing enemies with stasis stuns an overload. And blinding a champ with arc, freezing and shattering an enemy with stasis or a solar ignition will stun an unstoppable. The new strand classes have counters too, but that's a Lightfall exclusive and we gotta see what that does. Look, this is ridiculous. There's more in-depth videos covering this entire thing, but this is going to get way more fun really soon. We just gotta get on the other side of this story drought to get there. But I need to know your thoughts on all of this though. Are you excited about the changes? Is there something that stood out? Let me know in the comments. And that's all I got. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.